Hello folks, and welcome to a Wise Game video, where in today's video we're going to be playing the new expansion for World of Warcraft called Dragonflight. What I'm actually going to be covering in today's video is the PvP gear that's out right now and the PvP vendors for Dragonflight. So we're going to be looking at things like the gear item level, what's involved to get these, and also the location of the new vendors now that's located in Dragonflight. So with no further ado, let's dive in and give this a look. Okay, now when you arrive in Dragonflight, you're going to notice this area on the world map, and I know I'm going to butcher this word, Teldrassus. You can see my icon right there. Now you could actually come here at level 60, but you are going to be going through a lot of mobs. And now we're going to notice on the map here that we're at an area called Valdraken. I think that's the way it's pronounced. Now this is going to be the new major hub now for Dragonflight, and this is for both Alliance and Horde players. And where I'm standing is at 43.40 coordinates. And now once we zoom into the city more, we're going to see my icon. And my coordinates here is 42.41. This is the location of the building that has the PvP vendors. Now I know on the map it doesn't look like a building where I am, but there is. So now once inside, we're going to notice the PvP vendors. Now also keep in mind this is pre-season, so there is no actual season at this time, so I'm expecting more vendors being added later on in the game. The actual first season for Dragonflight is due to arrive on December 12th, 2022. Now let's look at some of the gear. And yes, this vendor even sells weapons. So for the blue gear, these are 340 item level. And all the gear here, you do have to be level 70. And just like in Shadowlands, you can upgrade the levels of this gear. A little more about that in just a moment. And to buy the pieces from this vendor just requires honor points. And this vendor is located in the back of the building. Now to the right of him is the guy that we speak to if we want to start upgrading this gear. So of course I have no way of showing this at this moment because I'm only level 60. I don't even have any of this gear yet. So just like in Shadowlands, you pretty much just drag it in this slot. You could even upgrade PvE gear here too. So what you're going to need for a currency to actually upgrade depends on where you get those pieces of gear and weapons. So for honor gear, you're going to need honor points. And again, you could go up 5 item levels when it comes to upgrading your pieces of gear and weapons. Okay, now it's very crucial that you guys stay till the end of this video, because I'm going to explain how the gear is going to work in Dragonflight, because it changed considerably from Shadowlands. And it's also going to involve upgrading your gear. Okay, now next we got this other vendor here, and he's near the entrance of this building to the right. Now he's going to start carrying epic weapons and gear, and these are item level at this time of 385, which will increase in an arena or battleground to item level 421. And the currency needed to purchase these is a little bit different. You actually need these blue pieces of gear that are item level 350 that are actually level 60 gear. Now I did research this and try to find out how you get these pieces of gear, but I found no results. So if somebody knows, please leave a comment down below. And as always, check comments down below on my videos for updates that I come across later on. And then there's another currency needed here called Trophy of Strife. Trophy of Strife, from my understanding, is not available at this time in the game. We're going to have to wait until Season 1. Those are obtained by doing certain PvP objectives. So doing PvP weeklies and different activities when it comes to PvP that's going to reward you with the Trophy of Strife. And yes, this guy sells both weapon and gearing. Now you're going to notice so far we don't see any rating requirements. Well, number one, season one's not here yet, and number two, a little more about that a little bit later. Alright, now next to him is the last guy that we have during the preseason. Now, I don't know if they're going to be adding newer vendors later on, or if they're just going to upgrade these vendors. We'll have to see. Now, this guy sells a few items, and also gear and weapons. And these are item level 366, which increases in arena or battlegrounds to item level 408. And the currency needed for these pieces is called bloody tokens. And the resources say that these are going to be obtained, the bloody tokens, again from doing PvP world quests. Which from my understanding, as I said earlier, is not probably going to be available until season 1 hits. Okay, now we're going to wrap everything together and make more sense out of it all. I'm going to explain how the gear works. Because it changed considerably, like I said earlier, coming from Shadowlands. And it's even a lot different than classic games. So at this moment, there is really no PvP stat. We don't have resilience, we don't have PvP power, we don't have anything like that. But this system seems like it's really going to be good, and a lot of players are psyched for it. So, when I was talking about upgrading your gear, when it comes to these PvP pieces, they're actually not really PvP pieces. They are in the fact that they do scale up in arenas and battlegrounds. But adding levels, or I should say raising the item levels with these pieces of gear will do nothing in the battleground. What it says that it's going to be in that battleground or that arena is what it's going to be at. So upgrading PvP gear, this gear right here in particular, is a waste. So why would you want to upgrade PvP gear that we get here? Well, in case if you want to use the same set, which is cool, in a PvE situation. So it will work when it comes to your upgrades using this gear in dungeons and things moving forward. So if a piece of gear here says that it goes up to say like 418 once you're in an arena or battleground, again, it's going to cap at that. You cannot make that piece of gear go any higher. However, again, you can in a PvE situation. Now, ratings. What's ratings going to do for people in this game as an incentive? The good news is that a lot of people are happy that they're not locked behind rating gates. And what I mean by this is Shadowlands was locked behind heavy rating gates. And I mean R-A-T-I-N-G. So you had to have certain ratings to get all the PvP pieces in Shadowlands. However, like in MoP and WoD, they did away with that now in Dragonflight. So you're not going to need any ratings to buy the pieces of gear in this game whatsoever when it comes to doing PvP. Okay, so if I do get ratings, then what happens? Well, eventually in Season 1, they're supposed to come out with Conquest. And Conquest points is something that is not new to the game. Now, those people that get the ratings can use that now to upgrade their pieces of gear in a raid situation or a mythic. So they could use the PvP gear and it's going to kind of switch over to like a PvE stat gear by upgrading them. And that's what you're going to be using your ratings for. And then of course other things. I'm sure that they're going to have mounts and special items for people that obtain ratings in Dragonflight. Now, if I did miss anything in today's video, my other video will cover A to Z when it comes to this. And again, always keep in mind things can change or have changed since that video, but I think that it's pretty much still on the same page. So I want to hear from you guys down below what you think about the new system, the new gearing system, and all the above that we covered in today's video. Remember to like, subscribe, because all of this is free. And it really helps in supporting the channel. And until the next time, thanks for watching Wise Gamer. And I want to end with this. Watch out for these target dummies in this room. They're lethal.